Good morning. My name is Mary Willis, and I'm with Schuler Bauer Real Estate Services. And you have tuned in to Real Minutes with Mary, which is real people in real time with real information. It's been a hotbed of activity here at the fire headquarters in Jeffersonville, Indiana. And I want to thank Justin Ames. Justin Ames is the Public Information Officer here at fire headquarters in Jeffersonville. And thank you, Justin, for agreeing to join me today. We're just going to talk about some fire safety for all of the homeowners out there, or just general residents. You don't have to be a homeowner to be safe handling anything that can potentially create a fire. So, Justin, tell me what some of the most common fires are in Jeffersonville. What are the most, what responses do you get most calls for?
Okay, most of our residential fires actually happen in the kitchen. You can see that we're standing in the fire kitchen here at the fire headquarters, and the main reason for that is unattended kitchens.
Oh.
So a lot of times people are tired, they come home from work either at night or in the morning, and they are hungry, so they want to cook something, and what they do is they heat up the grease. And grease fires is the main kitchen starter.
Oh.
So we have a lot of kitchen fires started with grease, and normally it's from warming up the grease. People will get home and they start warming up the grease, they get sidetracked, they go in the living room, they fall asleep in the recliner, or they get busy doing kids' homework, or in the morning getting kids ready for school while they're about to cook breakfast, and the grease heats up quicker than what they expect and catches fire.
Gotcha. Well, it's been many years ago that I attended a home economics class in school, but I was always told to just throw flour on a grease fire. Is that a very safe, or is that a reasonable way to extinguish a grease fire?
Flour can be a safe way to extinguish a grease fire. We actually recommend baking soda and flour, not salt or sugar.
Okay.
So, and of course, a fire extinguisher.
Okay. Now, I don't know if there's ever a point that says, okay, I need to get a fire extinguisher, enough with the flour, this isn't working, I need to get a fire extinguisher. Is there an aha moment that says, oh, this is beyond me?
Well, the aha moment's when you're going to see the fire. Your first thought should be, do I need to exit the structure? And on your way out is where your fire extinguisher should be. Most fire extinguishers are underneath the kitchen sink,
right.
And most kitchen sinks are within 5 feet of the stove in general housing, floor plans.
Right.
So we recommend putting the fire extinguisher at the exit of the kitchen, either leading to the back door or leading to the living room or the garage, where they are in their mindset, they're going, I gotta go get the fire extinguisher, and it's already putting you to the pathway outside of the structure. Now, immediate fire extinguisher methods, baking soda and flour, can be helpful, but you're gonna know if it's too big for you. And if you ever feel like it's too big, you just need to exit the structure and you call 911. But we always recommend, if you ever have any type of fire inside your kitchen or house in general, call the fire department every single time. You're never going to bug us.
Well, that's good to know. There's no fire too small, right?
No, ma'am.
Well, and I have to admit that I'm guilty that my fire extinguisher is kind of buried under the kitchen sink. And I know maybe there are some homeowners that are thinking fire extinguishers are not very pretty, or they're not very aesthetic. Is there a way to make a fire extinguisher look good and be handy at the same time?
Well, you don't have to have it hung on the wall per se, but maybe it's in a pantry that's on the way out, or maybe it's right outside the garage door inside your garage. Maybe it's in your utility room next to the dryer or the washer. Maybe it's in the living room behind a couch. But the thing is to get your mindset going, I need to work my way towards the exit and grab the fire extinguisher. You'll turn around with the fire extinguisher, you'll go back to the fire, and you'll either go, that's too big for me, or you're gonna spray your fire extinguisher, and you're gonna pull the pin. You're going to aim it, you're going to squeeze the handle, and you're going to sweep towards the fire, and you're going to put the fire out yourself. And then you're going to call 911 and say, I just had a fire in my kitchen, can you please send the fire department out to make sure that there is no fire extinction.
Oh, well, that's a good point. So what looks to you to be a fire that's out may not necessarily be out.
This is true. Sometimes an ember can go up behind the cabinets. We've seen this in the past, and it burns, and then it shows its face about 3 hours later when you're in bed.
Wow. Wow. Something that can just kind of keep glowing for 3 hours. Wow. At fire extinguishers, I've never had to discharge one. The contents, I assume, are compressed. Is there any kind of a kickback or anything?
There's not any kickback with it. It's more just a plume of dust, if you will, that comes out. The agent that they use in the dry chemicals is going to be messy, but that's okay. I'd rather have a mess in my kitchen than no house.
No house, yes. That's the greater of two evils.
You know, and one thing I can say is working smoke detectors. We get busy. And we get home and we start cooking. We go take our shoes off. We come back and there's a fire. Working smoke detectors can make all the difference in saving your house and property.
Now I've lived in my home 30 years, and I have probably changed out only one smoke detector in my home in 30 years. As long as it still beeps, is it a good reliable smoking detector, or do we really need to replace those?
As a rule of thumb, smoke detectors lifespans are 10 years. Okay. And they have, of course, integrated smoke detectors in your newer construction. A lot of us have the ones that you buy at the store and you screw in and you put in the wall. But they make 10-year smoke detectors. And the 10-year smoke detectors, you never have to mess with the batteries. In fact, you can't mess with the batteries. There's no way to open it up.
Okay.
And you just put it up there, and up to 10 years later, if it beeps, you just simply take it down and put a new unit up.
Well, that would be easy, wouldn't it? All right. Well, let's kind of step away from the kitchen for just a minute, and let's talk about extension cords.
Okay.
As the holidays are coming, quickly approaching, we're going to have extension cords all over the place with Christmas lights inside and outside. So let's talk about extension cord safety. Is there a different cord for a different application, or one extension cord works for everything?
Of course. So outdoor extension cords can be used indoors, but you should never use indoor extension cords outdoors.
Okay.
Okay. And if you are going to have an outdoor extension cord, you want to make sure it's plugged into some type of surge protector or GFI outlet, which you'll find in your garages, your kitchens, and your bathrooms.
Okay. Now, a surge protector, are we talking about one of the, I'm thinking about
like a surge protector strip?
A strip.
I'm talking more of a extinguisher that has a surge protector actually built in on the outdoor extension cord.
Now, is that more a fire hazard or an electrocution hazard?
Both.
Both? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we want to be aware of both of those safety hazards.
Yeah, because if you plug it into a normal outlet and it doesn't have anything to trip it, if there's some type of surge or water gets in there, then there's a good chance that you can be electrocuted, and there's a good chance that it can overheat the outlet, making it hot and burning up your wall.
Wow. Okay.
And another thing with extension cords that I like to point out is I have an example here. And this is a toaster, but the plug on it kind of resembles what you would see on a Christmas light.
Yep.
You never want to plug this into anything smaller than the cord itself.
Okay.
Right here you see the example, the cord diameters are different.
Okay.
It is safe to plug this into an equal or larger extension cord size, but never go below.
Never less than.
Yes, ma'am.
That's good information. Thank you. What about heated throws and heated blankets? Again, as colder weather is coming upon us, I'm a cold natured kind of girl, and I like the heated throws. So what kind of hazard or what kind of tips do you have for that?
Well, heated throws and blankets can be really cozy. What I recommend is you read the manufacturer's instructions on not only washing but use of it. Don't ever lay on top of them. They do make heated mattress pads for your bed that are a little more safe than a blanket to lay on.